Hi, Chris. It's great to be talking to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, super excited. It's just 1 week to go before we will hit the stage with a new album, and it's 2 weeks time until the album will be officially released. And so yeah, this time is the amount of work is just higher, getting higher and higher, and of course, sleep is getting less and less, but it's worth it because I think we did a such a great new album. Maybe like George and me agreed already several times. Maybe the best one Serenity ever did, and yeah, we are so looking forward to the release. How can we not be great these
Yeah,
days?
exactly. And you should really be happy because Serenity's eighth album, Nemesis AD, will be released on the 3rd of November. It's immense album. It's really, really good. I had a chance to listen to it a couple of times now. It's really, really good. You should be really proud of it. What
Thank
can
you.
the fans expect from this album? What can you reveal to the fans that haven't listened to it yet?
Yeah, I think we finally, yeah, we found it already earlier, but I think, uh, let's say since Lionheart, we just had a feeling that we tried a lot of peaks in different styles of symphonic or power metal. We tried more progressive songs. We tried more cinematic albums. We tried more this, more that. Um, but somehow we are a riff power based metal band, let's say, with cool melodies. But of course, we know our path, we know our roots, we know how much symphonic, how much melodic, how much prog we really want to have. And I think we made it already somehow clear with the last night that we don't want to be this high peak symphonic band anymore. There is orchestra, there is this cinematic element, but it's not that we are still this band in which every song is so much. We are not Nightwish, and we are not
Yeah.
bands like this. We are more. We want to have more of a cool, fat, rocky guitar riff. We want to have cool drums. We want to have cool melodies. We want to be yeah. We don't want to lose fans, of course. We don't lose our roots, but and with Nemesis AD, I think we hit it to a point we really feel like, hey, this is exactly what we want to have. This is exactly what we are. Also, as the composers, the creators of this album, we would like to put it in our CD player. We put it in our streaming service and play it, and we listen to the whole album. And I'm still sitting here, George and the whole band is sitting there and telling, yes, we wouldn't change anything. That's exactly the red line, the perfect sound, the perfect style. Let's keep it like this, and please let's go on like this. So fans can expect maybe the most true Serenity style album ever.
Yeah, and as you said, I think it's a real mature album, and you really finally, not finally, you also always mastered that, but you really achieved that level that you can't do no wrong right now. How was the composition process to this album?
I mean, it was not like that we had to cover or to work out these shitty years before. We knew that there will be a new album. Of course, we all were writing. The ones who writing music for Serenity means George, and since the last night together with Marco, they already did also in Fallen Sanctuary and other project. They were somehow writing music together. Me, I'm always kind of writing music, if it's for Serenity, for Beyond the Black, for my ideas, whatever. So yeah, we knew, let's meet. We know the topic of the new album. Let's try what we have. Let's check out what we let's listen to it. Let's feel what is already there. And the good thing was that there was already a lot. It was really a lot of music already written, songs almost finished, songs really on a really final level, let's say. Some, of course, completely not, but with a good feeling. And when we're sitting exactly here in my studio, Sasha, George, and me, in beginning of January this year, yeah, we made 3-4 days checking everything, and we went out with, hey, there's a lot already, so let's fix it. Let's go this way. These are the songs we have to finish, and then it was really a good flow. It was not like, shit, we just have 2 days, we need 5 songs or something. There was no time rush. It was not really, even there's always, of course, you have always the feeling of rush because time is running out, but it was not that hard. It was not like writing a song in the last minute because there's one missing. We have still something here from the album. We couldn't put everything on the album because we just had this this time, this amount of songs. So it was really a high level creative process, a really a high level output process. Also with new members like Daniele Mazza, this new orchestration guy we had for this album. It was like he was always doing Serenity stuff. I think just for the first song he did, we had to tell him a little bit more, do a little bit more like this or a little more like that. But it was not like we had to explain him everything from the beginning. He was already there, and also for us, I think, as it was our second album in this songwriting formation, Sasha as a producer, George, Marco, and me as songwriter and as main idea creators and song creators for the music. We knew already more how who's working like that or like this, and so it was more like, not let's try to find the pieces together. They were already like this. Also, how fast are you with recording vocals? Who is doing choirs? How you will do this. I will do your guitars. What is your guitar sound? What you want to have? I was the first time I could deliver such exactly the guitar sound here. It was not like he had to redo it. He had to reamp everything or put everything another sound on it or talk to me so often. It was like, hey, this is the solo, this is the sound. You like it? Yes, it's great. Thank you. and of course, then you have reached a point where everything is going easy. And I hope for the next albums we will just keep it like this.
Yeah, and hopefully we will. And as you said, there are some songs that weren't included in this album. Will they be on next albums? Are you planning on that, or are you just going to throw them away?
It's a secret. I can't talk about it. No, let's see. I mean, usually there are always 1 or 2 songs. We never had the situation that we had 1 song too less or something. There were always songs, let's say, not used, and it's always like this. Usually you're not writing how many songs we put on the album. 10. Okay, you write exactly 10 songs. It's like you're writing 15, 20, 25, whatever. I don't know how much output you have, and then you collect out of it. Of course, as if you have too much, it's getting harder and harder, but to decide. But usually you always have some songs out, and sometimes I mean, in nowadays you do something with it because it's not like you have to release an EP or you have to release something. These digital releases, they are there and they have their verse. So maybe there will be something coming. Let's see, with songs have not released yet out of this process. But if not, or if we won't put them on it, maybe they will be on the next one. Let's see.
Yeah, let's hope for that. And you know, Reflections is this album and is your longest song ever. Were you aiming at writing such a long song, you know, or was just something that happened?
Yeah, somehow it was happening. I mean, it was not let's do it in purpose, but of course, if you are writing with the guy besides Tobias Summit of Avantasia, a band who's truly known for long songs and opera stuff. And if you're a fan of Queen, if you're a fan of bands like Meatloaf and all those big, let's say, opera style and cinematic music bands and composers, of course you are thinking maybe we can do that as well. And this song was just like it was created by George and Marco, and together with Sasha, then they said, let's try this. Let's try to bring it to real Serenity, epic song, and somehow, yeah, they delivered. Let's say they made it to a really interesting 8-minute song, and of course it's against all laws of today's music, but I think in our genre, and we are fans somehow also from and other bands are idols, so it's not like we want to copy someone, but of course we can
Yeah.
work in the steps of these bands. We of course still put our honor and our respect for, and so of course if you can do it and if it turns out great, do it. Of course, if you can write an 8-minute song, that's cool.
Exactly.
You should do that.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Marco had a big footstep on that song. You know, it really has an Avantasia vibe, and you know, and it's no secret that that Marco loves Avantasia. So
Sure. I mean, like I said, they both George and Marco, they have kind of same music interests. Of course, they are listening to the same bands. They are. It's more on one line. Then together with me, of course, I'm completely different what music is about, and but it's a good thing. Of course, you need it. It's not good. You have just one view. You have several. Yeah, and of course that's why what I said already. It's their work. I just wrote the lyrics for that because that's usually my job. Even if I don't write the song, let's say, I try to create the perfect lyrics. And so I came up with this idea, reflections, because it's a really big and, let's say, long and important thing in Albert Dürer's life, how he was seeing and reflecting all the time himself. And it's something I can just suggest to everyone, and that's why I was really happy to be able to write the lyrics that people maybe get a push, reflecting their own lives, reflecting what's good and what's important in life. And
yeah, and as you just said, this album is based on the story of Albert Dürer. He was a German Renaissance painter. When and why did you decide to write an album about him?
The topics usually came by George, as it's his job doing history stuff. Albert Dürer was already on our list on former albums, and also we wrote already a song dedicated to him, but we never did an album. But it was always an idea to do it because his paintings, his artwork in general is amazing. It's such cool creations, and you get the inspiration for writing music to these artworks. So we did, and that was then the plan. Not writing about his life. It was also interesting and cool, but of course his paintings, his artworks are more famous and more giving you more ideas, especially this collection of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, where we put out Nemesis, where we put out Babylon AD, End of Babylon, Nemesis AD in general, let's say, because it's Nemesis and AD for his signature thing, and the other one, Son of Justice. All those paintings are out of this apocalypse selection, and of course also this self-reflection thing. I mean, for me it's kind of special. He was just born and living 30 minutes away from the place I'm sitting here, close to Nuremberg. My family is part of it, is from Nuremberg, and so it was pretty cool to get more info and dive really deep into so famous guy from my area, because of course I know him, I know his name, but I haven't known that much about Albert Dürer, what I know now. So it's a cool thing to do that, and it was worth it. Also for the artwork. I mean, I don't know if you have seen a lot from the artwork of this album. If not, you should check it out, because what Credo, Key Absurdum, this company, we start working in Memoria already, from Portugal. What they did in this album is outstanding. It's such a great recreation of this famous artworks of Albert Dürer. It's usually, I think you should take the artwork from the album and just put every single picture in a frame, because it's amazing.
Yeah, and so each song was based on painting, or some of them were based on the same painting, right?
No, I mean, it's a collection. Every kind. The
Yeah.
Fall of Man is a painting. The End of Babylon is a painting. Nemesis is a painting. Son of Justice. Soldiers under the Cross. Then the only one which is not a painting is Reflections, because this was, and it's somehow still it's about a painting, because he did reflections in painting. So of course there is no story he wrote in which he told something I fictionally wrote in his lyrics. It was just like I was looking to these pictures. I was reading the story behind the self pictures about different in different ages, different steps in his life. So I was thinking about, maybe he was sitting there, or he would like to sit there and just write down what he was thinking in these different levels, and about his life and what's cool in that. So everything's based on the paintings of him.
Yeah, and that's a great idea. That's a great concept that you don't really see that much. And as it was also about a Renaissance painter, I always connect this album a lot to Codex Atlanticus, that was based on Leonardo da Vinci, although it was not only a painter, but so this is different, right? Like the concept behind the Codex Atlanticus was more about da Vinci's life.
Yeah, the Codex Atlanticus was about the Codex Atlanticus. To be honest, it was his diary. So of course, they are completely different, because Da Vinci was not like just painting things, or created types of art, or was creating types of signature. Albert Dürer was the first one who was creating a signature of a painting. No one was doing that before. He was the first one putting the AD is in a way of art included in his art. That's why, let's say, maybe I think so, we are still signing autograph cards, because if no one would have started putting his name or his letters or something on a painting, no one would do that today. That's super interesting. And at Da Vinci, he was doing everything. He was painting. He was checking out biology things, create the human being, and then he was creating a tank. So I mean, that's completely crazy. So this is not like just writing music for a painting. This is really a story, because on several ideas he had, there was a story in Da Vinci. You could really, which was documented. I was watching so many documentaries about him, that there is something you could put in lyrics. In Albert Dürer, it was more like, okay, I see the end of Babylon. What could be a cool music way of working with this painting, or what could be a fictional lyric idea for that, and that's a different way.
As I said, it's a great concept. And once more, you have a conceptual album. Why did you decide to continuously write conceptual albums?
I mean, if you write music about historical persons, it's somehow a concept, because you're not writing different. You're not writing lyrics for several theme topics. You're concentrating on one person, on one area, on one whatever. But usually we don't write, let's say, about decades or something. We write about a person, and then it's the concept is the person. So and the cool thing is, if you keep on doing this historical thing, there's a lot of potential, a lot of elements you could write about. And I think the tricky part is always to keep it interesting, and to keep it and to create these stories, because you can't just, it's not like Sabaton, who is just trying to write rewrite the situation of a battle or of a famous, I don't know, thing happening. We have to create something, because it's never 100% sure it's really like that. I mean, no one knows what Albrecht Dürer was thinking while he was painting, I don't know, like the Nemesis,
Yeah. Well, moving on a little bit into a new thing, you are planning some very special shows with Powerwolf and Lord of the Lost to the end of this year. What exactly are you planning to those shows?
I mean, it's always super special for us, and we're always looking forward to play with Powerwolf. We're having been on tour with them so often, and we know them so well. It's always a cool thing, and to have such a cool opportunity to play those four big shows in Germany as opener for them is always great. We will celebrate the new album with a lot of fans. I think the music of Nemesis AD, the style Serenity is having in the meantime, is absolutely perfect for Powerwolf fans and people being at the show there. And yeah, we hope to see a lot of existing Serenity fans and get a lot of more after that.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's gonna love it. And besides that show, what else do you have planned for touring?
Yeah, next week before that we will have some release shows, some headline shows in Austria. After that, it's the first time for us to travel to Japan, bringing our music finally also there on stage. Then we do a quick stop in the US for the 70K tons of metal, and then it's time for finally then for the release, not release, but headline Nemesis AD headline tour then in February. Of course, we're looking that much forward to that as well, as it's, let's say, then after a long time, the first headline tour to an album immediately after the album, and not with a break of 2 years or something like that. So we're even not used to that anymore, but we are very looking forward to that.
Yeah, and if the chance comes to come to Portugal, don't miss it. I would love to see you guys here.
Sure. I mean, like I just told in an interview with Spain magazine, of course, it's always on our list. The only problem is that you're a little bit far away from where we are usually touring, and it's not always that easy. We would love to come to Portugal, Spain, all the countries. We're really not that often, we know that, but it's not always our fault. It's usually it's the fault of routing and the fault of opportunities, let's say.
Yeah, for sure. But if the chance comes, don't waste it. Well, Chris, that's it. And thank you so much. It was an honor. Would you like to send any message to your Portuguese fans?
Like I said before, I mean, we are always trying pretty hard to come to your country. We will make it possible as soon and as often as possible. And if it's so, please be there, of course. Until then, try to get us on the road if it's possible for you somewhere else. I mean, we are still touring. We are always there somewhere in Europe, and would like to see many of you as possible. Get Nemesis AD. Try to get not just a playlist or listen one time on your streaming service. Try to get the real CD, the vinyl, the collector's box, whatever, because the artwork from a Portugal company, Credo Key Absurdum, is outstanding. It's such an amazing piece of art, and
really is,
which is really let's say that the point on the eye on a album. We are super proud of it. It's maybe the best album, we all agreed, of Serenity ever, and so you should not miss it. We hope you will enjoy and stay healthy. Thanks for your support, and hope to see you soon.
Chris, thank you so much. It was an honor. Take care.
Have a good night. See you soon.